Good morning, everybody. We do want to be respectful of everybody's time, so I want to go ahead and get started. My name is Ray Pedraza. I'm the Public Information Officer for TxDOT, and we invited you here this morning because we have a milestone update on the Pharr Interchange project and also an upcoming traffic shift, a very notable traffic shift that we need the public to be aware of. So we thank you for coming because we are going to need your help to help us amplify a concise message to the public about this upcoming traffic shift. Before we get started, I first of all want to thank the city of Pharr for their hospitality for hosting us today for this news conference. And also want to introduce our partners in this project from Drogados Police Joint Venture. We have Tarso Gabi here. He's the project manager. Also Elias Garnades, he's a construction manager. Victor Jimenez, the president of Police Construction. And also Jennifer Cabrera, she's the public information coordinator. Our thank you to them for being here today as well. And from our staff, we have Pete Alvarez. He's the district engineer for TxDOT, the Pharr district, which oversees the 8 southernmost counties in South Texas. We also have Daniel Garcia. He's the director of construction for the TxDOT Pharr district. We have David Vera. He's the TxDOT project manager for this project, and also Dan Paredes, he's the deputy project manager for TxDOT for this project. All right, without further ado, let me call up, first of all, I want to go talk to you about what we hope to talk about today. So first of all, already done our introductions, and then we'll have Pete Alvarez give us a project update. Then I'll talk about the traffic shift and timelines, and then also appeal to you once again about amplifying concise message, and then also tell you how the public can stay connected and up to date on this project. And then we'll take questions. And if you could please hold your questions until right after our short presentation, we'll try to answer all your questions at that point. So without further ado, let me turn it over to Pete Alvarez, district engineer for the city, for the Pharr district.
Thank you, Ray. Good morning, and thank everybody for being here to help us spread the word. I'm sure that the traveling public as a whole, our elected officials, understand what is happening out here in the I-2, I-69C interchange, and the various improvements that will be happening. This project is a $303 million project, totality of about 8 miles, runs along I-2 from 2nd Street in McAllen to FM 2557 in the San Juan area. In addition to that, from the intersecting point, it heads north basically to Nolana to allow for the various traffic movements. The scope of the project is basically to replace the existing 1-lane direct connectors or the bridges from 1 lane to 2 lane. This obviously is a phased approach, and we're going to shortly provide you some more details on that. In addition to replacing the direct connectors, we'll be adding additional lanes, adjusting ramps, to improve the overall transportation operation improvements for this entire area. Substantial completion is anticipated to be late 2023. Substantial completion means basically the main lanes and the frontage roads would be open, and then the final completion is once all the landscaping and things of that nature are completed. As Ray mentioned, the project is being constructed by the Drogados Police Joint Venture. We appreciate them as partners. We at TxDOT have been working very close with them, and you can see that they've been out there, 24/7, getting it done, working day and night. And so we appreciate their efforts in order to deliver this project. Once completed, this project obviously will be able to handle and accommodate larger traffic volumes in a more efficient way. It will reduce travel times, enhance safety, and once again, at the end of the day, improve the overall transportation operations for this area. Ray, thank you for the opportunity. I'll hand it back over to you.
All right, thank you, Pete. And with that, we'll get over to the upcoming traffic shifts. So this summer, motorists can expect changes along southbound I-69C at the Pharr Interchange for both traffic headed west toward McAllen and then east toward Harlingen. As Pete mentioned, it will be a phased approach. So in late June, I think June 25th, we're looking at shifting over to from the existing direct connector 4, this is Edinburgh to McAllen, onto the new and wider direct connector 4. You can see it here in this camera, the one on the right side. That's the new direct connector 4. Then in mid-July, traffic from the existing direct connector 3, Edinburgh to Harlingen, will also shift over temporarily to direct connector 4. Eastbound traffic will stay left, and they'll head west to Sugar Road and turn around and then merge onto I-2 East, and then westbound traffic on connector 4 will stay right and merge onto I-2 West. I have an animated map to kind of show you how that's going to work. So let me pull that up really quick. Here we go. This summer, expect changes along southbound I-69C at the Pharr Interchange for both traffic headed west to McAllen and for traffic headed east to Harlingen. In late June, traffic will shift over from the existing Edinburgh to McAllen direct connector 4 onto the newly constructed and wider direct connector 4. Then in mid-July, traffic from the existing Edinburgh to Harlingen direct connector 3 will also temporarily shift over to direct connector 4. Eastbound traffic will stay left, head west for a Sugar Road turnaround, and then merge onto I-2 East. Westbound traffic on connector 4 will stay right and merge onto I-2 West. Stay connected with the I-2 I-69C interchange project. Sign up for traffic alerts at dpjbtx.com. All right, so some points we want to emphasize with this is that while this is going to be a traffic shift, there will be continuous movement. There will be no traffic lights to stop the flow of traffic. So essentially, we're leaving the same number of lanes open, and this traffic shift onto direct connector 4 will be temporary until a new 2-lane direct connector 3 is open. There's going to be plenty of electronic message boards and directional signage as you approach the construction zone to alert motorists of the traffic shift. There are plenty of ways for the public to stay informed and up to date on this project. First of all, they can sign up to receive alerts from the project contractor. They have a website, dpjbtx.com. They could also go to the text.pharr social media sites, Facebook and Twitter. And they can also call a project hotline. That number is 877-494-8084. And with that, we'll take any questions from you. Alyssa.
When will direct connector 3 open?
All right, so the traffic shift will be about 8 months. So, I don't know, Pete, if you want to expand on that a little bit?
Yeah. So the anticipated traffic shift will be about 8 months. We need to keep in mind there's other factors that may influence this. For example, weather permitting and what have you. But it's anticipated to be approximately 8 months. Yes, so the actual turnaround, if you will, for that movement would be at the existing Sugar Road underpass there. And so it'll be, in essence, a Texas turnaround. They'll do a turnaround there and head back east.
Okay, so that's the one that's currently closed right now, right?
Correct. That is correct.
The one that goes from, I guess, Sugar or Polk towards, what's that, Canaveral to the Foxnax Honda.
Right, and so that's going to continue to stay closed to north and southbound traffic. It's going to be a dedicated loop around for expressway traffic.
Before that, we'd get off on the Sugar Road exit. If we were going west on the highway, we'd get off on the Sugar Road exit, and then like right there, we'd have the option going left or right on that Sugar Road underpass, right? But that's still not available right now, correct?
That is correct. And so just want to remind everybody, right now, the way we have our operations, we have 2 lanes on the southbound direction. The right lane basically heads west. The left lane will head east. or head seats currently. In this configuration, we're going to have the same thing. The only difference is going to be a slight little detour onto Sugar Road turnaround to come back around and then head east. Yes, ma'am.
Once you do that loop that we were referring to from Sugar Road up to the entrance of the expressway, will there be any lights or is it just going to be a straight shot?
There will be no lights. We will have channelizing devices to provide continuous traffic movements. Yes, sir.
I know you talked about construction costs. Do you anticipate, because of inflation going on now, those construction costs will go up with these next 8 months? How you make these improvements?
So to acknowledge there has been an increase overall with construction costs. However, we are under contract and we're honoring those prices.
And then another thing, do you also plan to, I guess, update, Google Maps, navigation systems that people use in terms of, because I know sometimes people may take an exit that, or not open because of the construction, is that also in the works as well?
We are working with the various entities to do those updates to ensure that Google Maps, as you mentioned, and others are up to date.
The exact date that it's going to open up for the traffic, for that specific traffic flow. You said it was late June, or is there like a specific date?
So we have an anticipated date for this first phase, or this next phase, I should say, of June the 25th. However, we wanted to initiate in this press conference to give a preview, if you will, to the traveling public. More information will be forthcoming as we could get closer to the date, and we strongly encourage that you sign up for the various updates to ensure that you're aware. Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand. What is going to be happening on June 25th as far as the next phase?
The opening of Connector 4.
Oh, the opening of Connector
Right.
4 for this entire project we're talking about, the temporary project.
Right.
The temporary project will open on June 25th.
The turnaround, that will be mid-July. But for now, June 25th is the target for opening the new connector that goes Edinburgh to McAllen.
Yeah, so this is going to be a phased approach. We are working closely with the contractor. We will be informing and give updates as we get closer to date. So June 25th is a tentative date for direct connector number 4. Mid to late July would be for direct connector number 3. And so as we get closer to those dates, we will update our website accordingly.
Should travelers expect to experience more traffic congestion when traveling from I-69C westbound to McAllen?
So I-69C westbound to McAllen, and even in the other direction, direct connectors 3 and 4. Obviously, with these traffic alterations, there'll be a slight delay. Traffic will be a little slower. As always, we encourage the motoring public, travelers, to utilize alternative routes whenever possible. Obviously, there is increased congestion due to the various traffic or construction phasing, if you will. So we encourage the travelers, if you have an alternate route, utilize that. Obviously, if you're traveling off-peak hours, there's really no delay. But at peak hours especially, we encourage alternate routes. Yes, sir.
Para la audiencia hispana, ¿podría decir algo en español tocante a este proyecto que van a hacer, que van a abrir, y un poquito de las fechas, y hablar un poquito de cuánto va a durar que es temporal este proyecto? ¿Puede decir un poquito en español?
Sí, podemos hacer una entrevista un poquito después, pero,
No, no hay problema.
pero si quiere tomar, vamos a hacer unos cambios para el tráfico al finales de este mes de junio y va a haber otro cambio a finales del mes de julio. Hay mucha información que pueden asistir, pero vamos a hacer una entrevista después para darle más información.
One other thing that I'd like to mention is, as you guys are aware, Operation Slowdown is currently in place, and this is another opportunity to encourage the public to slow down, especially in a construction zone. Stay alert, slow down, increase your following distance between yourself and the driver in front of you. This is a new traffic pattern for people, and there will be an adjustment time, and so we just ask for people to slow down and be patient. Anybody else?
just a shameless plug, please observe the warning signs. It is imperative that these signs are there to guide us. And so observe warning signs, slow down, as Ray mentioned, focus on the task at hand, and that is to drive. And unfortunately, there are some distracted drivers out there for whatever reason. There's the speeders and what have you. This is amazing construction. And I asked if you want to see the bridge construction, pull over in a safe area and watch from a parked vehicle. Don't be looking up as you're driving, because then you're not focusing on the task at hand. Driving is the important task at hand. So thank you for that reminder.
Anybody else? So we did a good job of explaining it. And so one other thing too, if you guys can just help us to keep a concise message, we obviously want people to stay informed and not confused. So if you could help us with a concise message, we'd appreciate it. Anything else from you guys? All right. Well, I guess that is a wrap. And if you guys would like one-on-one interviews, we're happy to do that as well. Thank you so much. We appreciate you coming.